Oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, Lord, I want to be in that number, when the saints come marching in, oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, Lord, I want to be in that number, when the saints come marching in. We are traveling in the footsteps of those who have gone before, but we'll all be reunited on a new and sunlit shore. Oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, when the saints come marching in, oh, Lord, I want to be in that number, when the saints come marching in. Some days in this world of trouble,
from the day your brother Pi was our first introduction, we were strangers to the game we love. We are strangers no more. It's more than a game. Hey, it's our religion now, and it's in our blood, it's in our veins, it's everywhere. Ilawa, 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 Chigawura garagaling arame. For years they've taken our very own, but we have them back now. They back where they belong, yeah. When we were down and we needed inspiration, we looked at our past and we saw our champions. Yuruari Bama Manta Apano Buddha Taparika. Apano Buddha Taparika. Apano Buddha Taparika.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to AFLNT's coverage of the 2022-23 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin on Larrakia country. We're here for round 10 action today of the Women's Premier League competition. This afternoon, the Tiwi Bombers are taking on St Mary's. My name's Liz Cruz, and I'm joined by my commentary partner, Tash Medbury. Tash, how are you today?
Yeah, not too bad. Thankfully, I'm playing at 5. These girls are in really, really extreme conditions out there today. But looking forward to the game. St Mary's are looking for their 6th win in a row. So they're up and about. Played them a couple of weeks ago, looking very strong across the park. And of course, Tiwi, they're sitting in 6th. They've had come off the bye last week, but having a good trot the last 4 weeks. So I reckon it'll be some exciting footy.
Yeah, and last time these two teams played at Gardens Oval, Tiwi were the winners, so St Mary's with something to play for here, just to get that win on the board. They dropped the first 3 games of the seasons, but like you said, have been in really good form, and last week's game was probably one of the best I've seen.
You've seen them. Well, their last game that they dropped was against Tiwi, so they've been on a winning streak since then, so pretty exciting, and a lot to do with Emma McNeil there in the ruck.
Oh, she's been outstanding, not only in the ruck, but what she's brought to the team. And, yeah, just her gameplay and leadership.
Here we go, Tiwi with the kick away.
Arthurina Maureen in the number 7, nice tall player.
Yeah, crossed over from the Maggies, of course, when the Tiwi put their team in. So just move the ball forward here, Tiwi. If they can try and trap it, they can't. Keisha Doherty-Cole gets away with this, and Stark, good mark on centre wing.
Yeah, sporting the sunscreen on the face there.
Yeah, I would be too.
Jo Miller in the number 16 for St Mary's. She's another great attribute to the team in recent weeks.
Yeah, she's been a great pickup. Close to the boundary line, kept in. Good work, good tackle. Ball got away. Is Maureen again. She'll be everywhere. They just need to run out the 4 quarters, though, the Tiwi Bombers. I feel that's where probably they're let down the most. So good kick by Burke. Forward. Good kick here, Tiwi. Oh, takes it away from her own play. She's got 3 Saints players. Taps it to her own advantage. Dangerous here, the Bombers. Got some players around the footy. St Mary's under a bit of pressure. That's a good tackle as well. The umpire said play on. Pushed off the ball. Frill will pick this up.
Oh, the one-handed pick up, Missy Frill.
Just kicks it into the hot spot. And this is going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. So well done to the Tiwi Bombers there. But under a bit of pressure there, St Mary's, but they withheld it. And
Jamie Lee, poor Jimmy, the player that kicked it there, a former St Mary's player, premiership player, absolute superstar she was. And showing her leadership now at the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, good to see her back out there. Neil wins that tap. Comes to the back, picked up. Maureen again. And the hand pass away. Ellie Hardwick goes without. She goes back in for the hard ball. Well done to Ellie there. Good to see her playing footy again as well. This Wanderers player, now playing for Tiwi in the hot spot.
Great rugby player too for the Nightcliff Dragons.
Yeah, she is. Old Ellie. She's Doherty-Cole under enormous pressure there. Just getting the numbers around the ball here, the Bombers, and another boundary throw in exactly the same spot. So under a bit of pressure here, the St Mary's defenders.
Yeah, Emily Forshaw, last one to get up for St Mary's there, captain of the team, and Kira Hill-Carter, captain of the Tiwi Bombers. Coaches Jason Bonson for the Tiwi Bombers and Paul Maher for St Mary's.
McNeil again wins that one against Frida Punatunamary. Another player that's moved across from the Maggies. Good mark. Parnell, great player for them. That's a good kick out wide as well to a running play. Keep moving it forward to Jade Delacour, but good chop off there by Patmore.
Yeah, front position every time.
Kick falls short, so they can get it over the top. That's a good tackle. Because Jade Delacour was by herself, get the ball moving quickly, and this is going to be a free kick here to St Mary's, untouched. So Gemma Carno will take the free kick. She's got Keisha Doherty-Cole, her partner in crime, all by herself. That's where she goes.
Yeah, those two just link up so well together. Obviously played in a premiership for Darwin Buffaloes and have made the transition over to St Mary's this season, where they've been an amazing attribute to the club.
Yeah, good leaders out there and set the bar pretty high with training and stuff like that.
Yeah, Emma Stark claiming the mark, but umpire says play on, so Tiwi just pushing it to advantage out there in front of them. Kiri Marshall looked like Lala Jeffrey out there with...
yeah, the long hair I thought it was as well to start with, but it's
very
not.
Similar.
It's good to see Rhiannon.
Yeah, I
out
saw
there, Mark.
Riri at the markets this morning. She's here for a game. Another great leader. She's played for a number of clubs in the NTFL and at representative level, so just bringing that leadership to the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, she was a premiership player with me many, many moons ago. She was 21. So good mark. Just need to lower their eyes here, wait for a lead. They do. He chopped off. So Phil again will just run away. Kitty Cole should mark this uncontested. She does. They need to look to switch the play here. Going to go up the line. But straight to Riri, who we were just talking about, reads the footy so well across that back line. Can also pinch hit in the middle, but loves sitting around centre half back. So good contest for the footy. Jade Delacour trying to tap it to herself. We've got the numbers around the ball here at St Mary's. If they can get it out, they've got a player sitting just inside the 50 off screen. The ball couldn't get there. Good work by Maureen there. So she's going in for a second effort. Well done. But just caught the player high. That's Miller, Joe Miller.
Yeah, Joe Miller. She's, as I said, great attribute. She's come across from Queensland, where she's good friends with St Mary's coach this season, Paul Maher. Runs all day and just gets to the right spot. And speaking of the right spot, that's a great mark there.
Just taken inside the 50, just beyond her distance. I think that's Marcy Brown.
Yeah, Macy Brown.
Macy Brown, sorry. And good cut off there.
Rebush.
So there she is with her first intercept mark. Kicks it out wide, looking for Ellie Hardwick. Just bounced over her head. Unfortunately, she's got some wheels on her if she got out the back, and a good mark coming across by Stark.
Well, it was Emma Stark there just making the ground up to hit that mark. She's just an emerging leader. She's had an outstanding junior career. She even umpired at AFLW level. She's an outstanding umpire, and she was the Junior Sports Person of the Year for the NT.
Comes in, looks good off the boot, but just swung to the near side there. So first score of the game goes to St Mary's.
6-minute mark of the first quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin.
So Tiwi done well to hold this pressure, but puts Rhiannon Bush under a bit of pressure there herself. But the smart thing to do, use the boundary line as her best friend so they can reset here. So not few clangers of kicks out of that 50 that have just put the Tiwi Bombers under a bit of pressure.
And it's a hot day, so they're going to have to play smart so they don't run themselves to the ground. You can see the water carriers there in pink in the background. They'll be busy today as well.
So the boundary throw-in. And now we've got two hands to it. Shoveled out by Bush, and that's holding the footy. The umpire has called it, so the free kick going the way of Miller.
So she's had a number of possessions early, and to see how important she is to her team.
Just beyond her measure, I feel. She has got a good leg on her when she played against us. If she can put this to the top of the square or wait for a lead, I reckon she's top of the square.
Yeah, left footer she is.
There we go. Perfect position. Just missed her forward opponent, but picked up and a snap through the big sticks there, and that's Brown, I think it is.
It is.
Macy Brown.
Yeah, Macy Brown will mark her down for the first goal of the game at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. She's good friends with Emma McNeil. That's how she came across to St Mary's. From Queensland, been playing really, really good football. Joe Miller as well. She was part of the Brisbane Lions Academy when Heidi Thompson was there, actually. So Heidi obviously was our NT Thunder coach and is the Waratah coach, but a very accurate kick and plays with composure, which we just saw. So 7.5-minute mark of the first quarter. It is St Mary's 1-1-7 leading the Tiwi Bombers yet to score.
And the good thing about Miller there is that she didn't try and go for the goal. She put it in the hot spot. A lot of girls, just beyond their measure, they sort of still go for the goal and it gets punched through for a behind. So that was perfect position and front and centre by Brown with a good snap. So kicked out of the middle there. Drapes. There's Bush again. So she's important back there. Got some critical touches for the Bombers. Just pushed off the footy too easily there. Tiwi, Jamie Lee put a ton of Mary. Poor Jimmy, sorry. And a good kick into the forward 50. Hannah Brown couldn't take that mark. Good clean up by Laurie Niven there. But it's all Bombers here. If it bounces the right way, it does. But they've got no one to kick to. Can it get over the back? It does. Now they've got some players here, the Bombers. They need to get more numbers at the footy. You can see some of the girls running down now in the hot spot. Just bounces in front The full forward. Brown's getting there. She taps it to the advantage of her teammate. Picks it up in the goal square. Ellie Hardwick. She kicks her first goal, and the first goal for the Bombers. Well done there, the Bombers. They didn't have the numbers at the footy, but they kept moving it forward, which was more important. And in the end, they get a goal. Well done, Ellie Hardwick.
Yeah, we'll just watch on the replay here. It was a great trap in the middle by captain Felicia Halapamini, and you can see just getting that ball forward to the advantage of a teammate. The ball hits the deck here.
Here's Brown's tap.
But Kiana Brown with the tap, and Ellie Hardwick just in the right spot there to put it through for a goal. A very experienced footballer and sportswoman in the NT. As I said, a great rugby player as well. So just 1 point the difference now at the 9-minute mark. It is St Mary's 1-1-7 leading the Tiwi Bombers one straight goal.
She kicks the goal in the goal square, then has to run all the way off. I would have been telling my coach I'm staying down, then I'll come off when it's a bit closer.
I actually used to do that when I played. I'd say, just wait till quarter time.
That's too far to run.
Especially on a day like today.
Yeah. You're meant to be reserving the energy there.
That's right.
Well, absolutely cooked when she come off there, Hardwick.
Well, that's exactly the response Tiwi would have wanted within a minute, kicking a goal.
And Maureen, she's so dangerous. She taps the footy but then goes and gathers it herself, so they need to watch that. St Mary's, and the ball gets out the back. Here's Maria Rioli, an absolute star. She could nail this. Just comes off the side of the boot. Good body work. And a good mark taken back there by Shakayla Bading.
Yeah, another former Wanderers player, Shaq, and she actually used to play for St Mary's as well.
So Laurie Niven there, just good body work. Lucky not to give away the 50. They moved off the mark there, but doesn't matter, it goes through, so a good goal. And back-to-back goals to the Tiwi Bombers puts them in front. Yeah,
it does. The score now, Tiwi Bombers 2 straight goals, 12 to St Mary's 1-1-7. And as I said, Shaq, she's been around Women's Premier League football for quite a while, playing for Wanderers and St Mary's. And she's had a baby and returned to football. So just watching on the replay here, Maria Rioli, the younger sister of...
Oh, we didn't see it all there.
Morris, who's at Richmond, but so much natural talent.
Yeah, I thought she would have had another bounce and had a shot on goal, but just the body work, we didn't see it on camera on the replay there, but the great body work in the goal square.
She's built differently to her brother Morris. She's a lot taller and longer in the legs, and but just that, you can see that beautiful natural football.
She's got the pace like him and the run and carry. So it gets at the back. Here she is, right on cue. Picks it up, dances around McNeil. Kicks it forward, watching the bounce. Well done to Frill there, just in front where you need to be. Got short.
Billy Byers in the middle with a great trap, and she's having an outstanding season for St Mary's, sending it down.
Good smother there by
Lauren Drapsch. Yeah, she'll have her work cut out for her today on Rhiannon.
But just an errant kick there by Riri. So good trap there, just kicking it. They've got players on here who get over the back. Good.
Yeah, free kick against Emma Stark. Just nothing in it, just facing the wrong way.
Burke takes that.
Another former St Mary's player, Carly Burke. There's a number of them out there today.
Yeah, Magpies as well. I think there's like about 5 that are playing out there today. Wish they were still with us, I can tell you that right now. But in dangerous position, they can just, taking it in there, needs to get rid of it. What does the umpire call? No, play on. It came out at the last minute. So just into some space. Getting there first, picked up there for Jimmy. Gets it out to a teammate that I keep thinking is Lala as well, but it's not. And here we go, baiting again.
Great delivery. She's got a player on in the goal square if she wants her, but she's going to kick a goal.
Kicked it. It's gone through. She's got her second within a couple of minutes, and the Tiwi Bombers have kicked 3 goals straight. St Mary's stuck on 1-1-7. And we've gone just over 12 and a half minutes. What a start.
And you can just see how happy her teammate Carly Burke was in the goal scare. She was calling it, but Shaq kicked the goal and she just put her arms up with elation. So really playing as a team, this Tiwi Bombers unit. And you can see Coach Jason Bonson and Mary Dunn and the likes working really hard down on the bench there. And you can see how much it means to them to have their own football team this season.
Yeah, she was well within her range here. I thought she might have just rushed it trying to play on there, but got the kick through the big sticks anyway.
So the score, Tiwi Bombers 3 straight goals, 18 leading St Mary's 1-1-7 at the 13-minute mark of the first quarter.
McNeil wins that one. It's going to be an absolute ripper of a contest in that ruck there. McNeil was actually absolutely on fire so far this season, but with the Maureen as a gun in there herself. The Saints go forward. Work by Rhiannon Bush there. And here's this next kick. Important. Well, she just goes down the line here, gets it over the back, which is good for the Bombers. They love this open play. St. Mary's are rather the tussle.
Maria makes it look so easy.
She does, and a good kick. Hits up to Woody. Niven's back there by herself, but doing good work there. Brown to try and smother that kick. Goes out to space.
That's Jacinta Friel, the younger sister of Mishi Friel, who's come back into the team after overcoming an ankle injury and done really well there to tap it forward, but cut off again by, guess who?
Rhiannon Bush. Here we go. Be good to see the intercept she's taken, but that kick missed her target. And Doherty Cole comes flying through, going back to the fly to the pack there. The Tiwi Bombers just trying to move it forward. Good work. The umpire let that go. That was a throw. And there should be a mark. No, drop mark. Watch out because Armstrong is going to meet that footy. Gets out now to Jade Delacour, another ex-Palmy player. Steps around her opponent, another good rugby player as well. Kicks it in. Oh, good mark. Under enormous pressure there.
I think it's Palapamini again, the captain of the team, doing a great job there.
Good kick.
Doherty Cole just boots it off the ground, but it's going to be mopped up here by the Tiwi Bombers.
Carter, I think that was. That's a good mark. Freed up Punatana Mary, an absolute superstar. Handballs. Probably should have gone herself. Puts her teammate under pressure now. It's the kick away. Maureen just kicking it forward. Isn't that the footy? That's Rioli. She was held without it. Then she's tackled without the footy by Gemma Arcano. Then they kick it to space. They've got the numbers here. They need to talk now. Someone shepherd, someone go with the footy. But here comes Stark on from the bench. She's going to just hit the contest. She does, and well done to Stark. She's won her team a boundary throw-in when they were away 2-on-1 there.
Yeah, Jaylene Boundary back into the team for St. Mary's. She's I'm not sure what's happening here. It's going to be a throw-in. But, yeah, Jails is on about 197 games at the moment, getting very close to her 200th game, which is an outstanding achievement.
It is. Very good achievement.
So we've got a game on our hands, Tash. This is a ripper.
Yeah, it is. So we're in time on here. So the Bombers will just move the ball quickly, but they won't want the Saints to get a goal. They'll rather try and turn it on and get a goal themselves. So here we go through Cunningham. There's Kim Cunningham, but well done here, the Saints. But nothing to kick to. Mark taken there by the superstar herself, been playing for many, many years.
She has.
Burke.
Hits Carly Burke on the chest.
I used to hate chasing her. Just leave me for dust. So it gets over the back. Niven, she fumbles the footy, so puts herself under pressure. They had the numbers there, the Saints, so they finally get the ball out here, the Bombers. Looking dangerous, a kick on goal. It's going to go across the face and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Is the siren going to beat them, or do they have time for another opportunity here, the Bombers? But again, St. Mary's had the numbers there, Lizzie, but just the pressure that the Bombers forwards are putting on at the defenders there for St. Mary's, just a few fumbles and allowed the Bombers to get the numbers back at that footy and get the ball out.
Yeah, 100% Tash. Well said. Tip and Woody going up in the ruck there. The St. Mary's player hits the deck, but the kick's going to come out. But again, Tiwi Bombers with the numbers here against Kiralee Parnell. And I think it's Ree Bush over there. She's going to mop up and find, is that poor Jimmy again, Marietta. Raymar, poor Jimmy.
Yeah, she just missed her target there, Rhiannon Bush. She wouldn't be happy with that. There's a couple of times she's missed her target. Hasn't proved too costly as yet, but here she goes in.
Another crack at it.
Now kicks it in, but chopped off. Again, doesn't look like a throw. The umpire let it go. We've got a player down near this.
Yeah, poor Jimmy,
contest.
that is, Raymar.
Hopefully she gets back up. Miller, handball to Boundary. Boundary gets the kick away, but out to space and well read out there by Ngatopi. Gets the handball away. They've got a bit of time here, the Bombers. 2-on-1 kick. Meeting the footy, well done as the siren goes to end this first quarter. What a quarter by the Tiwi Bombers. 3-0 for St. Mary's, 1-1-7, but really good quarter, I thought. The first 5 minutes was all St. Mary's, and then the Bombers come flying back.
Yeah, absolutely. The Saints kicking a goal through Macy Brown, but 3 goals to the Tiwi Bombers, 2 to Shakayla Bating, who's having an absolute blinder in full forward there, and 1 to Ellie Hardwick. So we'll go to the quarter time break and be back very soon for the second quarter.
This afternoon here at TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio, they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Makar. Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Well, welcome back for the second quarter of this round 10 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League game between the Tiwi Bombers and St Mary's. It's been a fantastic start to the game. Tiwi Bombers 3 straight goals, leading St Mary's 1-1-7. Tash, what a great start.
Yeah, it was a good start. St Mary's sort of got the upper hand to start with, but then the flow went all the way with the Bombers, and I just thought that their kicking into space worked better for them. St Mary's really loved the contest, and I guess you don't want the Tiwi Bombers using a lot of space, because we know that they'll run all day and they've got a lot of pace. But let's see if they can go the 3 quarters though. Yeah,
and they love these conditions too. It's pretty typical to what they're used to over on the islands.
So Samara Punatanameri now is in the ruck against McNeil, picked up by Okano, kicks it away, but a good mark taken there by Ware. So Jasmine Ware can kick this into the 50. The player come from side on there. The umpire let it go. But she was a little bit late getting to that mark there.
Pretty sure Jasmine Ware's a North Cairns product too. So good mark there though by Takisa Doherty-Cole chopping it off. And I thought she was good for St Mary's in the first quarter.
Yeah, she was. That ball drop just going for distance. She gets it as well. Looking for Miller. Can she keep it in? The boundary line's close. She does. But she's... good work by Ware. They've got 2-on-1 here. Ellie Hardwick needed to talk to her teammate a little bit better there. Just let her know. We'll put the shepherd on. So now the numbers are here for St Mary's. Good kick away there by Miller. Find some space around the goal kicker. Billy Byers is there as well. Here's Stark. Picks the ball up. They've got the numbers here, the Bombers. They get it back to Rhiannon Bush. She missed her target. McNeil picks it up. Just blazes away. Had a little bit more time. All the numbers are here for St Mary's. Stark goes without it. Rhiannon Bush will put the pressure on. Billy Byers just runs around and then kicks it into the corridor, and a player all by herself is Parnell. She'll have a kick on goal, and she kicks it through the big sticks. Well done there to St Mary's. They just kept going and going and going, but Billy Byers in the end didn't blaze away. She looked and found a teammate all by herself in the corridor.
Yeah, Kiralee Parnell finishing that off nicely. She's just watching that on the replay here. A bit of a hot potato out there. It's a hot day, so probably a fair bit of sweat on the footy out there, but just the composure by Billy Byers to find Kiralee Parnell and put that through is exactly what St Mary's needed. They started the game with the first goal. Now they've started the second quarter with the first goal, and Kiralee Parnell, she's probably going to nominate for the AFLW draft next year. She's an absolute superstar. She's only 17, 18, and you know, she played in the NT rep team last season, and that'll be coming up again in January, which is really exciting, Tash.
So McNeil, yes, and we wish them all the best. Hopefully more girls get picked up, because we know what they can produce when they go down there. The Bombers just on the defensive again. So this is how the first quarter sort of started. St Mary's had all the footy. Here they go again through Brown. Brown kicks it forward. Billy Byers in front. She's pushed off the ball by Rhiannon Bush. This will be a good contest. These
Great
two.
contest.
Billy Byers taps it to herself and snaps on goal, and a good... that hits the behind post, so that's through.
Really good defence there by Mungatopi. Noreen, it is there, just to bat that ball around goals for St Mary's.
No, that's a boundary throw in.
Yeah, it hit the point post, so a boundary throw in. Dangerous spot here for Tiwi Bombers, so close to St Mary's goals.
So here's the rucks. Parnell gets it to the back. Sitting back there was Samara Punatanameri, but she couldn't get it. Here's the kick on goal. Armstrong picks it up. She's perfect in these positions and wheels around and snaps the goal. She absolutely loves it like that, Caitlin Armstrong. You think that you've got her, but she wheels around and just has the good snap on her. And she kicks her first goal of the game and kicks St Mary's third. So St Mary's now go in front by a point.
How quickly it changes. So, yeah, Caitlin's come up from Alice Springs. She's friends with Kalisha Rioli, who's a long-time or lifetime St Mary's player who's living down there, and they played footy down there. So, shout out to Kalisha. She's probably watching, given that Caitlin's playing and her cousin Auntie Maria is playing out there. So, some great family connections there with the Tiwi Bombers as well. So, St Mary's hit the lead by a point. Tiwi 3 straight goals to St Mary's 3-1-19.
When Caitlin played against my Magpies, I reckon she kicked 5 goals exactly like that.
Yep.
Just the snap. Absolutely just powerhouse with her snap there.
Yeah, amazing composure and just goal sense.
So Miller tried to clear that. It's still in the centre square here. Taken off the footy without it. The umpire says play on. Brown's running past. She's kicked a goal as well. into the corridor. Just missed McNeil. They need to kick it quickly. She
there's
dropped
the
her
tackle.
footy. The umpire said, no, that's holding without the
God.
footy. That was either dropping the ball or the other one. But fortunately there for the Bombers, Ongatopi Noreen has the free kick. Dangerous kick, but hits her target.
Yeah, Caitlin had to go for that. Let's see if the
Renui.
Tiwi Bombers can bring it out.
Renui kicks it up towards Hill Carter, one of the co-captains for the Bombers. Probably needs to get a bit more involved in the game. And good tackle, couldn't get rid of the footy. The umpire said that's holding the footy. So Kiri Marshall, free kick to Gemma Kino. And she kicks it straight into the corridor to Miller that kept running from the centre square. So just beyond her distance, and she chips it over to McNeil. That's a good contest by Bush. Play on. So you know when you're sitting under the footy, if Rhiannon Bush is coming from behind, it's going to be a big hit. She goes back and pats McNeil on the back, make sure that she's okay. That's the sportsmanship that Rhiannon carries everywhere.
So we've got a free kick in the middle to the Tiwi Bombers. Looks like Kerry Hill Carter in the number 1 out there.
So goal-saving spoil Rhiannon Bush back. So it's going to come back. Okay, there's Hill Carter. So she needs to get a little bit more involved in the game. She does. Gives the handball off to Punatana Mary. Free to just blazes away into the 50. Good tap again to the advantage of her teammate, but it was chopped off there by St. Mary's. Kicked off the ground by Stark. Good hands there by Jamie Lee. Poor Jimmy. And a good mark. So just beyond her measure here. So they need to look for some leads. Now she goes waiting, then she ignores that. So they need to, someone needs to run into that space here for the Bombers. Yeah, they're just all standing behind the footy.
Frida's sort of there, but Emma Stark's covering her. So good defence there by St. Mary's. Cunningham kicks in and it'll be chopped off there by Mishy Friel by the looks, and she's been outstanding since returning to football this season for Saints.
So not the right option there, but they might keep the ball inside the 50. There's Tana Mary. She was taken off the footy. Good work by Stark, good hands by Okano. Good smother again by Ware. We've seen that twice in this game, and then she gets all over Okano. The umpire let it go. They'll have a bit of a scrap in the backfield.
Yeah, Joe Miller takes a bounce. She's going to try and run through the middle and get it down again after her last kick was chopped off. Kiralee Parnell in the middle there as Saints start to get numbers. And here she is again, Joe Miller just running all day. Caitlin Armstrong's on the lead, but Joe Miller's just going to go over the top and it's going to go through for a point.
So close there, but the good thing for St. Mary's there, they got it over the back of Rhiannon Bush that's chopping off everything.
Yeah,
so that's what they need to do. Bring her up and then try and get the ball over the back of her. So here she is with the kick out. She takes the mark, looks for Ware, just over the head of Ware. So she's got 3 to beat here, Where she just handballs to space, looking for Rhiannon Bush, but she's got 2 against her as well. They need to push up here, the Bombers.
They need to shepherd Rhiannon Bush. Oh, the player was held without it there. Macy Brown again. She's just going to chuck it on the boot, but it's going to be should be chopped off. St. Mary's with the numbers there, picked up by Emma Stark, but she's tackled to the ground.
They need to get rid of it here. They're just flirting with danger here, the Bombers. So they needed to go to the fat side there. They didn't, and they desperately need a mark. Drop mark there by Jamie Lee. Poor Jimmy. She's close to the boundary line. She keeps it in. She's getting ragdolled by her opponent there, and Lily Johnson. The umpire's still letting it go. There's Miller. Her kick smothered. Ware's taken over the boundary line. Well done to the Bombers. Just a little bit of push and shove there. It's just the heat.
Yeah, well, there's going to be no easy possessions today, Tash.
Yeah, it's a good physical game. 2 points the difference in favour of St. Mary's. They've come out and kicked the first 2 goals of this quarter after trailing at quarter time. So in the ruck for St. Mary's. Kick it to some space, just trying to pick it up, couldn't pick it up. There was Frill, Cinta, and here's the Bombers. What have they got?
Rioli.
Gets it into some space. They've just had a teammate come on, so good shepherd there by Burke. Handball to herself, paddled along. That's poor Jimmy. Gets the kick away. Here's Brown, just didn't have the bounce, didn't favour her. Goes in for a second effort. Told for opponent. It's a sea of St. Mary's players here, but the Bombers are still contesting it. They're just hitting it forward in the hope they get it to some space, and if they can lock it up here, it will be a win for them, but no, it comes out to the captain in Forshaw. Good player for them as well, their captain. Handball over the top to some space. Maria Rioli's there. She tries to kick it off the ground, but Forshaw was there again. She goes in for another effort, And finally, there's a free kick, and it is going the way of... The umpire took a long time then.
It's going the way of the Tiwi Bombers. So Maria Rioli over there on the far side of the ground.
Just kick it long. They just need to crash the pack here. Brown needs to turn around. Niven couldn't take the mark. Brown then kicks it away. And this is where they're most dangerous here, the Bombers, in open play, but well done to Frill. Clearing kick outside the defensive 50. They've got numbers. Stark. She wheels around, gets rid of the footy. Hardwick's there. She gets it now. Drives it back in. She has an opponent that will take this mark. She dropped the mark she should have taken with a little bit of time. Then she drops it again. Now she's put pressure on herself. They've overrun it here, the Bombers. They've got players out in front of this footy. No Shepherd there by Maureen. And unfortunately, without the Shepherd, it was holding the footy. And Keisha Doherty-Cole with the free kick.
They're going to bring it back. She's going to have to kick over the mark. So everyone... It's going to just have a little minute to settle. It's the 10.5-minute mark of the second quarter. I actually was so wrapped up in the game, I forgot to have a look at the clock.
What the time was. But the most important thing, anyone watching this contest, just that contest then, Aretha Maureen, if she would have just laid the Shepherd, the Bombers would have been inside their 50.
So Doherty Cole takes her kick. She's going to kick through to Kiralee Parnell up the other end of the goal square. The ball hits the deck and Parnell's going to chase it, but she's got a fair bit of pressure on there by Patmore from the Tiwi Bombers, who turn it over. And they're going to run it through the middle the other way. I think it's Raymond Poor Jimmy out there, a former St Mary's junior.
Poor Jimmy with 3 bounces. Good cut off there by Askey. So under a bit of pressure here. Forshaw will pick it up. Her kick is smothered. Even gets it. Her kick smothered as well. They're doing well here, the Bombers, to trap it inside their 50. And there's a free kick.
There's been a free kick for a throw. So St Mary's will take that through Lasky. She played early in the season in the Women's Premier League and has been dominating in Div 2. So good to see her back having another opportunity in the Premier League today.
It goes out wide. A little bit of space there. Brown needs to chase her opponent. That's Billy Byers, and she does this perfectly, Billy Byers. She loves tapping the footy, and in the end it comes back to her so she can keep run and carry, drives it inside the 50. Under a bit of pressure here, the Bombers. No one to kick to. It falls short. Good tackle applied by Ellie Hardwick. We knew her rugby background. She showed it there with a quick kick away, and a good mark taken there by Keisha Doherty-Cole again.
Yeah, she just goes all day. There's her partner in crime, as you called it earlier, Gemma Iacono. Going to centre that ball now to Jade Delacour and see if they can get it into the forward line for St Mary's, but chopped off by the Tiwi Bombers again. Yeah, good pressure in the middle by the Bombers. They've just put Delacour off her kick, so they can go inside their 50 now. Kimberly Cunningham has a bounce, has a second bounce, then drives it into the 50. This is what they need to do. One-on-one contest, gets over the back, applies the pressure here. Burke will get there first, but kicked off the ground by Lasky. And then Maria Rioli, an up and under kick, needs to use her body here again. Bating couldn't get to the contest. It bounces. Burke went without it. They're outnumbered here, the Tiwi Bombers. They need to get down and help their forwards there. You can't see on screen, but there's about 3 Bombers with their hands on their hips that needs to get to this contest. You can see one walking in there, but Laurie Niven, they were too late. And the St Mary's girls did really, really well to contest that and get it out. So boundary throw in, but the Bombers, they're absolutely spent, but they needed to get to that contest. Yeah, the 13-minute mark of this second quarter. Good to see Jamie Bryant back in for St Mary's. She goes to uni in Queensland, but has played for a number of years. So Emma McNeil will go up in the ruck now again against Arthur Maureen, and what a great contest that's been all day. Yeah, Rena. Nickname at the Maggies. Absolutely loved her in the ruck. Oh, she's such a talent, her. And I remember watching her and Frida Puruntada Mary just run amok when they played for you guys. So just taps it to the advantage of her teammate. They're on here. There's Maria Rioli again to space. Meccano tries to trap it. They just need to keep putting the pressure on her. She gets the footy, drives it outside the defensive 50, parked underneath it as Rhiannon Bush. She couldn't take the mark. Boundary gets across. She's got a good leg on her as well. Drives it forward. It's one-on-one here. Armstrong taken out of the contest. Comes to the back. Picked up here by Marshall. She pressure here. Put pressure, and she needs to get rid of it. Now the other round comes in, and fortunately there for the Bombers, it's a ball up. Yeah, and Caitlin Armstrong's going to run straight back to the goal square. Let her teammates bring it down to her. That's where she's most dangerous. So Rhiannon Bush just calling a teammate. She's going to have to go up in the ruck against Kiralee Parnell, and she wins it. She takes it out and gets a handball away.
Experience. She's her body and her strength there, Rhiannon Bush, which you don't need to be tall sometimes to win the ruck. That's in the back. The umpire says play on.
Yeah, I think it was incidental contact.
Oh, wasn't deliberate,
yeah,
but it was definitely
a free kick. But a mark there by Kiri Marshall of the Tiwi Bombers.
Can this stay in? Yeah, she keeps it in. Well done. Good trap there by Jamie Lee Pudimi.
And the Tiwi Bombers player still down in the middle, so I'm not sure if they're going to just hold up play just for a minute here. As we said, it was just incidental contact, but they'll get a trainer to her pretty quickly. So
I reckon that's freedom.
Coming up to the 15-minute mark of the second quarter here, and it's a 2-point ball game. It's been pretty frenetic, so we'll just have a break here, and hopefully the Tiwi Bombers player is okay. She's in good hands. Nearly
half time, but a good start to the St Mary's girls. They've come out and kicked the 2 goals of this quarter, but Tiwi have done well to then stop that flow, but they just haven't been able to make the opportunities when they're inside their 50.
Yeah, that's right. St Mary's making sure they get numbers back into defence, and the girl that's got the ball at the moment, I think it's Mishi Friel. She's been a key to that because she can get the ball in defence and run it out. So just a break in play here while we make sure the player is okay for the Tiwi Bombers. So both teams are probably going to form in their huddles. But some, excellent talent out there again, Tash.
Yeah, just the heat, and the only thing that sort of lets the Tiwi Bombers down at certain stages is their fitness, and we've seen the opportunities inside their forward 50 there. If they got the numbers, they had the numbers inside that 50, but they just didn't do the effort to get to the contest. And in the end, St Mary's then won the ball out of that 50. And just a few opportunities have gone begging for them. But I mean, it's always hard over on the island, as we know, with the men's team. You know, training all together, and they all live in different communities and islands, a lot of these girls, so it is hard to do that. And of course you've got your Darwin based players as well, and
obviously the alignment with Tracy Village is working really well. Jason Bonson, their coach, is based here in Darwin, and I see the girls at F45. They're doing a lot of teamwork and team bonding stuff as a team, always wearing their Tiwi Bombers singlets, so he's doing a great job with that. So again, we've just got a player injured, so just a break in play here at the 16.5-minute mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, I reckon the siren's going to go. So time's kept ticking here, so I reckon this will take us to half time. But good game so far. I thought that Keisha Doherty-Cole has probably been one of the better players on the ground, along with Joe Miller. Thought Joe Miller's absolutely killing it. She's down back, she's up forward through the guts as well, but also the Frill girls have done really well, Stark, and of course Parnell and McNeil in the ruck.
Yep, absolutely.
They've been really, really good, and Ellie Hardwick and Aretha Maureen for the Tiwi Bombers, and of course I think their best player out there is Rhiannon Bush at the moment. It's stopping everything along half back, and we've seen some exciting plays and bounces through the midfield from a lot of their girls, but yeah, it's a good contest, and they're definitely not out of it. And considering that the St Mary's girls are going for their 6th win in a row, the last time they lost a game was against the Tiwi Bombers, so that'll be in their head as well. Tiwi know that they can beat them. Different outfit though that showed up that game when the Tiwi Bombers won them. They've done a lot of recruiting, the St Mary's team, and good for them. They've really got strengths all over the ground and really working well as a team.
Yeah, another player I think's been great for the Tiwi Bombers is Jasmine Ware. She's real desperation. She's smothered a few kicks. I think that's Shakayla Bading who the injured player is. Coming off the field, great to see that she's walking. Great sportsmanship by both teams to go over and check on her. There's a real level of respect shown there, and we hope that she's okay, and thanks to our fantastic support staff. Sandy Dirkson's out there. I'm pretty sure it's her birthday in the pink shirt, so happy birthday, Sandy. She's been around football for a long time, and
very long.
Hopefully the player is okay, going straight to the bench.
Yeah, she's not going through the interchange gates either, which usually means you can't come back on, so hopefully she's okay. So might get a report at half time and see how that is.
Yeah. So the clock's just almost ticked over 19 minutes, so play will get back underway here. It is Missy Friel for St Mary's with the ball.
The umpire says play on. The match manager's still on the ground that was having a chat just in this contest here to Rhiannon Bush about the interchange. And the umpire said play on.
You don't see that very often.
And she nearly got hit with the footy, so... I think Rhiannon Bush was actually asking about that, but yeah, it's quite funny that the umpire said play on when match manager was out, and that should be legging. So unfortunately there to Forshaw, I thought unlucky to slip down and give away the free kick, but she definitely held her long enough before she slipped down. But the umpire to Jamie Lee, poor Jimmy.
Yep, and just confirming it was Frida Purantada-Mary who was the injured player that came off.
So Hardwick chopped off by McNeil. She'll play on quickly. She's got a leg on her as well. There she goes, kicks it to space. Ware should get there first if it bounces kindly for it does, but she's got no one to kick to. The only way she could kick was to a nest of St Mary's players, and there's Miller. So Miller, if she can get this out the back, Jaylene Boundaries just sneaking around into some space, but chopped off by Ware. Ware lowers her eyes. Oh, good mark. Protected the ball drop there, Jamie Lee. Poor Jimmy. Experience shown there. You can't buy experience. Young girls, even though they run around us on the footy field, you can't buy the experience of the wise head sometimes.
Jamie Lee's she's done it all. She was an outstanding player, 13, 14 years ago, and to still be running around is amazing. And here's Shakayla Bating with another shot on goal.
Good kick. Dropped short, but I think that's Maria Roll. She's taking the mark.
That is a mark, definitely a mark.
Is that Maria?
Yep, that's Maria again.
So this is bread and butter for her. I don't want to give her the commentator's curse, so I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, hit the post.
Hits the post, unfortunately.
Well, I'll tell you what, there'll be AFLW draft, prospectors looking at Maria Rioli. We know how talented that family is, and she's won a junior premiership with St Mary's and now playing some really good women's Premier League football. And there's the halftime siren, so what a fantastic game we've got on our hands. The Tiwi Bombers 3-1-19 trailing St Mary's 3-2-20. Tash, I'm really enjoying this one.
Yeah, so am I. And if you think about it, St Mary's had all the possession in that quarter, yet they're only a point in front, and if Maria Rioli would have kicked that would have put them back in front. So an absolute contest and a ripper of a contest. Can't wait for the second half.
We'll be back after the halftime break for the big second half coming up.
Turnover. Tommy Clark hits it with pace. Serves it up. Oh, is it Bruce? Sorry. Bruce giving it over to Mitch Robinson. Robinson snap.
Sausage roll!
It's the Kodak snap of the day. Comes in.
Kick 2 goals too.
Oh, nice strike of the football. Can he work it back? Oh,
there it is.
He's worked it back all right. It's a Buff Ewing special. Just saved there by the Saints player in Stenning.
Oh, Verodos.
Picked up Verodos on the right foot. Snaps a shot on goal. It's a goal. Get around him. So he's looking to snap on that left foot. Steps out and around.
He loves the celebration.
Through it. Oh, get around him. Joey Collinson kicks a ripper from the pocket for the Buffs. His end of the ground. Grenfold's trying to mark that. Well done. Picked up there by the Saints player in Hartung. It comes out. Little snap
Cookie.
on goal. Well done, Cook.
The Cookie Monster gets one there. Beautiful snap through.
Ground Cook with beautiful quick hands there.
Boils out.
To Hillier. Boils out. The big guy from Adelaide goes for goal. And that's a great finish. Oh, that's a great finish.
Great goal.
Well done, Boyle. Kicks a goal for St Mary's. Has the run of it. Feeds it out. Salmon will get the handball from Lant. Joey Salmon on his left foot. He kicks an inside right foot and he kicks a goal. Great goal, Joey Salmon. It's long towards the contest. Saints player there in Hartung does very well. He gathers that ball, gives it over to Mitchie Musgrave. Mitchie, yes, beautiful shot on goal there, makes him pay. Chance to get it, he knocks it to his advantage and then gathers. Well done, Dylan Lant. Grenfell again. Oh, he's a nightmare. No, he's played on quickly and he's kicked the goal.
Fifth.
He's kicked 5, the big fella. Oh, it's chopped off beautifully there by the Saints player in Smithman. Well done to Coco Nicky. And old Choco, he's got one for him against the grain. Coco Nicky jails one. Here he goes. Cooper.
I'm at Watkins here, a bit short.
bit short. He needed to probably take a few extra
good goal.
steps.
Matt Watkins from the boundary.
Watkins, get around him. That's what the Buffaloes needed. Here they come, the Buffaloes, the double blues. Forward there. Trapped well by Pendlebury. He gives it out to the advantage of Coco Nicky, who's been their best forward
Super
by
Cooper.
far. Over to Cooper. Can Cooper finish off for the Buffaloes? Cooper's jailed it. Well done, Cooper. Goes about it. He goes long this time.
Big
force. Sausage. Go for goal, son. In your 200th. And he just does the team thing, the Sauce. Nightmares about this bloke tonight. He steps out. He hoiks it across his body. That's another goal. The big fella from St Mary's has kicked his 7th.
Palmerston Magpies share it around, picked up Guthrie. Guthrie kicks on goal in the square. Little nudge out, just the nicest little nudge out. And Brodie Lake, his direct opponent, my information was correct. He nudged Lake out, and Eddie Betts has the mark. Lake on the goal line, no problem whatsoever. So inside about a minute and 15 seconds, Eddie Betts and Palmerston on the board.
Distant forward line, Ian, there's a big emphasis on Eddie Betts, and here he comes.
Betts comes into the picture. Matthew Dennis one way, then the other. Betts slips through. Brodie Lake, your man. Betts has got 2. Palmerston have got 2. 7 minutes in. No, it's not. In front. That time it's Mazzini for Southern Districts. Won the tap. Picked up. Kick on goal. And it's a goal. Inch. Running around. Is that Fijo? Fijo spins the ball forward. Looks for a teammate. Drops the mark. Had plenty of time and then puts Districts in front. That's Taj Stanley. Goal. The left footer. Across the face. But a big mark taken. Now we might have it. Sam Dunstan.
He's going to go around the corner.
He is a right footer. He's stuck in the left forward pocket. Suits the right footer. Gets the hurry up from the field umpire, and Dunstan kicks and kicks truly. They've gone on. Josiah Farah gets back to Farah on the left foot. Kicks to the top of the square. Over the back. Big mark. Betts.
Amazing mark. Right on the boundary line too. But he...
Not a note, but he hits the ground, curls it around the corner and gets number 4, I reckon.
Yes, an Eddie Betts special we've just seen there, Ian.
Unaffected. Ball in dispute. Maggie's at the ground level. Ball over the back. Who's got the pace? Michael Bowden. You're right, got Betts. Betts has got it. Betts on the non-preferred left. Betts has got 5. Doesn't matter who they put on him. Listen. The big man, beaten to it by Mazzia, picked up that time and a goal.
Now, make sure that's not touched. No, it's not. So that is the sealer.
Running away. He's run 100 metres. Kicks on goal. Dunstan. And there's Smith. kicks a goal. Luke Smith it was.
Wanderers another chance to go inside forward 50, a pretty open forward line. Thomas Motlop and Stephen Motlop down there working. Stephen Motlop just picks it up, wheels around, hooks back towards goal. It looks pretty good. I think it is good. It's gone straight through the middle, so a fantastic finish out there by Stephen Motlop. Has left a screen here, and Marlon Motlop gets the hand pass out the back through the hands. It's worked to O'Connell. O'Connell swings the ball around. That's a pretty good shot on goal, I think. Umpire Jenny Rowe likes it, and it's through for a goal for Wanderers. And balls punch forward, and Nightcliff looking to work it out. Hartlett got caught with the ball. It spills out here to Tyson White, who has the shot on goal, and he's kicked truly for Wanderers' 5th goal. So with the free kick just outside forward 50 on the outer side of the ground, he kicks the ball inside the corridor, inside forward 50, getting his hands on the ball and dribbling towards goal. It's going to go all the way. I think it's close. I think it's gone all the way through, and that was Jack Burke for Wanderers. So hand pass back to Nyhouse, and he chips him forward to Philo. Philo drills it inside forward 50, and that's a better forward entry, and first goal on the board. He'll be kicking from just inside 50. It's high, looks pretty straight. If it's got the distance, it has got the distance, and that's Nightcliff's first goal for the game. And Wanderers tidy up and clear away. It was Wheater called his teammate out there and then spilt the mark, and here's a flying shot for goal. I think it's gone all the way through. It is. And we've got a stoppage here, and Marlon Motlop doing the rock work, taps it out to Thomas. Thomas with the snapshot at goal, looks good. And the veteran, I'm sure he won't mind me calling him a veteran, gets on the end of that, and he's been pretty good for Wanderers tonight. Looks like he'll take the shot at goal from out there in the right forward pocket. Kicks on its way. It looks pretty good. I think it is good. That was just snuck that one inside the left-hand goal post. It's a quality finish. Paid again for holding here. It's Jackson who'll take that free kick. He wastes no time getting it long inside forward 50, thumped away from behind. Hartlett at the front, tries to get past an opponent, gets the hand pass across, and he finds his teammate Sean Wilson down there, who makes no mistake on the left foot from the top of the goal square.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia country for the third quarter of this round 10 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League game between the Tiwi Bombers and St Mary's. Liz Cruz and Tash Medbury in the commentary box today, and we're really enjoying this game, Tash, as it's just a 1-point margin at half time.
Yeah, very, very good game, and not sure if you got an update on Frida Punatana Mary that went off injured, but looking forward to the second quarter, but they definitely don't want to be down a rotation.
No, I did go down and check. They weren't too sure at half time, but she didn't go off through the interchange. I'm not sure if she'll be able to come back on. Kiralee Parnell taking it out of the ruck, though, to get it inside St Mary's forward 50 to start the game off, start the third quarter off.
So just a scrap for the footy here. So coming out the back, just thrown off the ground. She's hurt herself too there, Kiri Marshall, but she advantaged her team forward and just comes to the back. Jamie Lee put Jimmy, usually back in the day, Haydo, she spins around one, gives it dummies one, and then puts it into the hot spot. Just gets over the back, like she goes without it, then kick, and just an errant kick down, fortunately, there for Jerry Cunningham, but Jamie Lee.
She's so exciting when she gets the ball.
Poor Jimmy. I tell you what, if that bounce had to come back, she would have had another and had a shot on goal. We've seen that how many times. That's bread and butter.
For 13 to 14 years is her bread and butter. She's so exciting when she gets that ball in her hands and gets on the run and takes a bounce. So a ball in over on the St Mary's clubhouse side.
So just at the back, taken out of the ruck, then gets her kick away. Burke's in front. Coming through his frill, she needs to get rid of it. She does now, but in a dangerous position. There's poor Jimmy. She kicked it. No. So just through. So we've got an even ball game at the moment here. So good start to the Bombers. Now they need to lock it in.
Yeah, I was just talking to some of the Tiwi Bombers men too at half time. They're up and about for a men's game after this, and a good kick in by Laurie Niven hits up Emma Stark, who's playing on Maria Rioli. What two exciting young guns of the NTFL competition.
Just gets to the back there. I know went without it. Hard to pick it up. Then the call comes across. Her kick goes up and under, so it should be marked. So just go back and slow things down here.
Palapamini with that mark, the captain of the team.
Looking for Rioli. Comes to the back. Dances around, and then a good kick again into that corridor. Pack of players went up. Saints are down. They've got the numbers here, the Bombers. Probably need to bend over and pick that one up there, Burke. So Hill Carter, that's a good tackle. And the umpire, what's he going to call? He says play on. I thought that was holding the footy. Kano gets it. Drills it forward. That's a good mark taken by Forshaw, the captain. Nearly 50 given away there. Gets out to Byers. Byers has a bit of time. Gets around on the inside. Has a player running past. She needs to have a bounce. She does now. She has a second bounce. She can have a third. Draws in Rhiannon Bush. Then chips it over the top to Armstrong. Perfect play there by Billy Byers.
Great work, Billy. St Mary's have got a number of Catherine connection in their team this season, including Billy Byers, and she's been outstanding. She used to play for your club, Tash, Palmerston.
Yeah, it was a junior through and through, and they won the premiership down east side, I think it was, and then a few of them, including Jade Delacour, went over with Laurie Niven, I believe.
Yeah, so they all played down for east side. Jade Delacour and Jamie Bryant's another one from Catherine, but she's been playing for Saints for the last few seasons. So been really good inclusions into St Mary's side this season. That ball deemed out of bounds on the full, so it'll be a kick into the Tiwi Bombers in front of the Michael Long Learning and Leadership Centre.
Yeah, she loves the snaps, not so much the kicks on goal.
Emma McNeil with the grab over the top.
So they need to pick up their players now. Now she does have a big kick. This is just on her measure, I feel, and she's kicking into a breeze. So if she was kicking with the breeze, I'd say that she was capable of getting it, but this one will hold up. As you see it holds up in the breeze just to the top of the square. Nearly a mark there to Forshaw. Couldn't take it. Under pressure here, the Bombers. Gets it out to space. Here's Bush. Good clean hands. Needs to get the kick away. She does. Just manages to get the kick away. LaCour was the tackler. In there was Ware. And Ellie Hardwick. She's still got some wheels on her, but Keisha Doherty cold. She's chased by Frill as well. Just taps it to her own advantage and then hit off the footy. Good body work there by Doherty Cole. Gets it to a teammate. They've got the numbers here, St Mary's. And they just nearly turned it over. Just persistent pressure there by the Bombers.
Yeah, Emma Stark going in trying to pick it up, but it's beaten everyone. Still on the ground.
No one can get control of this. The umpire's going to ball it up. We'll try and clear this passage of play.
4.5 minute mark of the third quarter, and scores are level. Umpire just setting position. Looks like Drab's going up in the ruck against Arthurina Maureen.
Comes to the back.
Gets a kick away, Drabs. Well done.
McNeil gets front and centre. Couldn't take the mark against Pat Moore. Well done, Stark. That's tackled from in the side. The umpire says holding the footy. Good tackle.
So Rayma poor Jimmy for Tiwi Bombers with the free kick. She's looking around for options, and Stark runs at her.
Dangerous kick. Rioli's against 3. Then she holds a player off the footy, and that was Miller. So the free kick going to Miller. Probably not the right option there. They had numbers over the left side to the Tiwi player there, but she kicked it to a 1-on-3 contest. And the ball's turned over, but they can win it back. And hurt her fingers, I reckon. Jarred the fingers in the contest. McNeil, she's taken to ground, manages to get the ball away. No, the umpire says that's holding the footy. There's Rhiannon Bush again. Best player so far for the Tiwi Bombers by far. Out to Ware. Good partner in crime for her as well off that half-back flank. I'll just slow things up. She has nothing just off screen here. She doesn't really have much to kick to, so she's kicked it to a 2-on-3 contest. The 3 are the way with St. Mary's, so they need to try and tap it forward here. The Bombers into some space. It's dragged in. The umpire let that go. Finally kick. Lookity Cole will get there first. She's got a bit of time, bit of space. Finds Billy Byers. She dropped the mark she'd usually take, but has the time to clean up. And Armstrong with a beautiful, strong mark there.
Yeah, very skillful player. So might be a bit out of her range.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her kick from this far.
There's Stark coming into the corridor now, but McNeil probably need to do a bit of a hook lead then. She was by herself in the corridor. I reckon this is just on her measure. She's kicking into a slight breeze.
Oh,
looks good off the boot.
And she's got a
goal against a slight breeze there. Armstrong, she's kicked her second, so she had one in the second quarter and now one in this third. And again, St. Mary's get the first goal of this quarter, as they had the previous quarters.
Too, yeah, and I apologise to Caitlin Armstrong because it wasn't out of her range and it was a sensational kick. And that action, if you just watch the replay, we'll probably watch Billy Byers here bringing it in. She's just a player who can run all day and an elite kick, and just hits up Caitlin Armstrong there, who reads the ball so well. But the setup, we didn't see it on the replay, and the kicking action and holding the ball from Caitlin Armstrong, sensational. So St. Mary's taking a 1-goal lead, 4-2-26 to Tiwi Bombers, a 3-2-20. 7-minute mark of the third quarter here at TIO Stadium, and I've got to give a shout out to Lelia Dunn from the Tiwi Bombers. She's down in Adelaide with her son watching on. She'll be back to play next week, and she said she's enjoying the live stream.
That's good to hear. But yeah, you can kick the ball pretty sweetly, and I reckon Caitlin Armstrong, that was one of the sweetest kicks that I reckon I've seen as well.
Absolutely.
Hard pocket to kick from as well. So kick forward, the bounce. So Jaylene Boundary at the back.
She's got support there with Byers, but she's looking around for a free kick.
So that should have looked a little bit in the back, but the umpire and Boundary just nudges their opponent to let her know.
Oh, that was funny.
All the tricks in the book there, Jaylene. She's been playing for a long time.
Who me? Emma McNeil again just dominating that ruck tap. It hits the deck, and everyone overruns it. Mopped up there, though, by Kiana Brown. Great chain of handballs to get it out for the Tiwi Bombers.
But again, just number of St. Mary's players. Stark gets the handball away to a teammate, Bryant. You've spoken about it a couple of times, Jamie Bryant. So cut off here by Hill Carter. Couldn't pick it up. Now she does. That looked a little bit high. The umpire said play on, and taken to ground there, Noreen Mungatopi. Goes back into the forward line here for St. Mary's. McNeil gets rid of her opponent, then kicks it the wrong way and kicked it straight to Maureen.
Play on. It's not 15, and Joe Miller's going to wrap her up in a tackle. Emma McNeil gives the don't argue and gets the kick away.
So it looks like Bush has gone back onto Armstrong. So this will be a good contest, because Armstrong with the snap-on goal went.
Oh, wow. Get out of town. If that went over for a goal. But yeah, Joe Miller again just in amongst everything. She comes from Coorparoo in Queensland, where there's a strong St. Mary's connection through Barry O'Brien and Sam Holner, who played in the premiership for the men last year. So really good connection. I think Macy Brown's from there too, speaking of. Runs in and spoils that.
Boundary went through her arms as well. Billy Byers is there Good work by Jaylene. Puts her body in. Good pick up there by Konui. Just kicks it forward. Oh, good tap. She's turning back the clock here, Jamie Lee. Couldn't quite get her kick away. Good work by Frill.
She doesn't age.
Yeah, no. So Maureen, she needs to get her head over the footy. They just run out of a bit of puff here, the Tiwi Bombers, but Maureen finally traps the footy, then kicks it to space. She's got Maria Rioli, and she's got a bit of space in front of her. The ball didn't bounce kindly for her, and her teammate had already started running on, and that was baiting. She needed to go to that contest to help Rioli. Now she has. It's 3-on-2. If they hold this footy up, they've done well. And the umpire says, give it to me.
Yeah, Kalisha Ross, another one from Catherine there, and the number 12 for St Mary's and Joe Miller. Great teamwork there, just to hold that ball up. Emma McNeil going to go up in the ruck again here against Baiting.
So he hits that one towards the boundary line, so that's going to be a boundary throw-in.
So 10.5-minute mark of the third quarter here at TIO Stadium in Darwin. Looks like Takisa Doherty-Cole and Lauren Draps and Emma Stark coming off the bench there. You can see at the bottom of the screen for St Mary's.
So McNeil against Maureen. Maureen likes more of the run and jump. McNeil likes the contest. So Maureen just taps it towards Burke. Kano gets rid of her. Frill picks it up to centre. This comes off the side of the boot. And nearly a mark taken there, but the umpire at the last minute said play on. Here's Brown. She can kick it in towards Fordshaw. Can she get there? So Rhiannon Bush is chasing her. Needs to use her body. She does now, Rhiannon. Protects the ball drop. Gets it off to a teammate. Just missed her teammate there in Mungachopi, but she cleans up and a good kick to Ware, who takes an uncontested mark. Just needs to look for a runner. She's got Hardwick at the back. If she can take this, she can't, but she tries to get a quick kick away. They've got some numbers here, the Bombers. So here's Jamie Lee. Poor Jimmy again. Picks up the footy, wheels around. Looks out wide. Maria Rioli's there. They just need to put the shepherd on. It's in space. Maria Rioli can run into an open goal here. And she has a snap and it just falls short. She couldn't get it over the back. Ellie Hardwick's there as well. She needs to keep her eye on the footy. She didn't realise where that was going. And unfortunately for the Bombers, it's going to come outside their forward 50. And St Mary's had some space there. But I thought she had more time and space to run into an open goal there, Maria Rioli.
Yeah, I agree with you. With you. But St Mary's have got it now. Macy Brown there. The ball hits the deck. Both players scrambling for it. Looking at the umpire waiting for a call. And it'll be a ball up right in the middle of the field over on the far side. 7 points the difference, 12.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
Oh, goal there would have made things very, very interesting. I'm wheeling this game on here. I'm hoping that it still stays a close contest. So she ducked her head into that. The umpire says play on. That's holding the footy. The umpire's let it go. So picked up out the back here. Gets her kick away. Rhiannon Bush is there. Billy Byers beats her to the footy, and this is what Billy loves. She taps it to herself. She knows the way to tap it, so it bounces back towards her. Jaylene Boundary has the skill, the strength, and she has a shot on goal, and she's kicked it. So Jaylene Boundary's come in from, I think, Div 1. She's been playing Div 1 this season, and she's come into the Premier League side, and she's kicked a goal. Well done, Jaylene.
Yeah, well done, Jales. As I said, she's played about 197 games. She'll be coming up for 200 if she can keep this up. Just watching the replay here, Billy Byers again, almost in the exact same position as the last forward entry to Caitlin Armstrong, and Jales just with the great goal sense and the great body work to get that goal and celebrate accordingly.
And now she's just saying to the bench she wants to come off. she's kicked her goal for the game. She's right now.
She'll be happy about that. So St Mary's, the score now 5-3-33, leading Tiwi Bombers 3-2-20, a 13-point margin, which is the biggest of the game so far.
So they definitely need the next goal. So the Maria Rioli shot on goal that didn't end up in the goals turned the game a little bit here, because that would have put them a point behind. Now they're 13 points behind. In a game like this, that 13 points can be pretty crucial. So they need the next goal here, the Bombers, and they need it quickly. We're nearing on three-quarter time. Here they go. Can they get it forward? They do. Jamie Lee, she is on fire.
Oh, she played on.
She's taken to ground now. She's held with the footy, so the umpire says play on. Keith Doherty-Cole couldn't get her kick away to Stark. Stark traps it. And she wheels around, kicks blindly, but found Billy Byers. They've got players running inside the 50 here. Rhiannon Bush is back there, marshalling up her troops. As it goes towards Rhiannon Bush, it gets over the back. She'll put a shepherd on. She does, and they have a bounce. Comes off the side of the boot. No players there, and Joe Miller takes an uncontested mark. Looks for Brown. Lacey Brown just off screen there. Should take this. She does.
Yeah, Jeanette Grant.
So kicks in, looking to switch the play. Well done to Ware. Still that run and carriage reminds me of Lala coming through
So
that
similar.
packet. I tell you what, it's like turning back the clock when she played at Magpies. I just keep checking myself with that.
Delacour going to mop it up for St Mary's, swing around and get it on the boot, but it's going to hit, was nearly going to hit Tiwi Bombers. Jacinta Friel just tapping it to her advantage and gets boot to ball.
And Rhiannon Bush back with the
Kirli
flight.
Parnell.
Parnell takes it. Now 1-on-1. Parnell can either have a shot on goal. She does. And it's just gone across the face. 3 for a minor score. So 14 points. The difference now here. We've gone 15 and a half minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, she just didn't quite straighten up Kirli. She's already kicked one so far for the game, but the Tiwi Bombers will bring it back in and hit up Kiri Marshall again.
Marshall. Looking opponent. There's Ware. Ware went without it, and she goes in for another effort. Picks it up. Great pick up by Ware. Tries to get the hands to Ellie Hardwick. She wasn't moving towards her opponent, and it's tapped off by Keith Doherty-Cole. She usually will have a crack at the goals, but she lowered her eyes and found her captain all by herself, who has a bounce, runs in to an open goal, and she's nailed it. So Emily Forshaw has kicked her first goal, captain's goal, and they've kicked their second for the quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Really great play, though. We're just going to watch the replay here, though. Takisa Doherty-Cole chopping off that handball, but here, impressive. Kirli Parnell just putting that shepherd on so she could kick without pressure. Hitting up Emily Forshaw, who realises there's no one on the mark and manages just to sneak that one over for a goal. So a 20-point margin. St Mary's 6-4-40, leading the Tiwi Bombers 3-20. St Mary's, that's why they call it the Premiership quarter. Tash, they've had really set up themselves up for a take-home win if they can finish in this style in the last quarter.
Yeah, and we know that the Tiwi Bombers tend to run out of a bit of puff in the last quarter, so this will be very hard for them if they can't get a goal back. I know it's only 20 points, but in a contest like this, it's a lot in the footy, but they've had 2 opportunities that have gone begging the Tiwi Bombers in this quarter, so unfortunately they've just the numbers here.
So Drab's up in a ruck again against Arthur Maureen, who has toiled hard all day. She hasn't had much of a chop out. Takisa Doherty-Cole getting the kick out for St Mary's, looking for Friel, but looks Tiwi Bombers, Una Karanui just chopping that off. Rhiannon Bush trying to give the don't argue, but the handball didn't quite get away. But Kiri Marshall trying to bust through there for Tiwi Bombers. They finally get it clear to Ware. She's been outstanding today for the Bombers, and she finds Carly Burke over there on the wing, Tash.
So Burke's looking for Hardwick. Bounces over the right side for her. Just need to tap it forward. Good work, good tackle. Drops the footy. The umpire is going to call it. Yep. Clearly dropped the footy there. That's Ross, I think.
Yep, great opportunity here now for the Tiwi Bombers.
No one in the goal square now. Is this on her measure here? So Jerry Cunningham, I think this is. So
yeah.
Just on, there's a breeze. The breeze has picked up a little bit just to favour her here. So if she can get under it, the breeze will probably help, but she can't. It goes into the corridor. No one was expecting that, but this can actually work in favour of the Bombers. And it snap around the corner. It's a goal. They're baiting, I think. No, that was Tip and Woody.
What a goal by Tip and Woody, and that's exactly what they needed. And the Tiwi Bombers live to fight another day. So the score now, we'll just watch the replay here, comes off the side of the boot. Hits the deck and
look at the snap.
Yeah,
inside
Tip
out
Woody
snap.
just
Look.
Getting around the inside-outside banana, as my mate Nick O'Reilly used to call it. So Tiwi Bombers 4-2-26, trailing St Mary's 6-4-40 at the almost 19-minute mark, Tash.
The missed kick actually was more fortunate for them, I think, because it all caught St Mary's off guard.
Unaware.
Yeah, so just nearing on three-quarter time here, but 14 points the difference. If they can get a goal early in this last quarter, or chop one back now before this three-quarter time siren, it's game on again here.
Poor Jimmy almost takes it out and gets a kick away, but gets smothered there. And there's the siren as Joe Miller looked to run it forward again. And a timely last goal in this third quarter to the Tiwi Bombers draws that margin back to 14 points, but it was St Mary's all that quarter, Tash.
Yeah, definitely. They they had the measure of the Tiwi Bombers, but in saying that, they had 2 crucial opportunities, the Tiwi Bombers, that goals went begging. But what a contest we have in this last quarter. But the more important thing for the Tiwi Bombers is that can they run out the last quarter with the legs and down a rotation, of course, because Frida Puntanameri is out injured.
Yeah, well, we'll find out very soon. We'll take a short break and be back for the last quarter.
To the footy this afternoon here at TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute brimstone. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia country for the final quarter of this very exciting round 10 NTFL Women's Premier League game between the Tiwi Bombers and St Mary's. It's a 14-point ball game, but it's been hotly contested all game. Tash, the Saints just pulling away in the third quarter.
Yeah, they did, and it was, as you said earlier, the premiership quarter is the third quarter, and they showed that their St Mary's just with their strength and getting the goals on the board. But if Tiwi can get the first goal of this game, that'll be crucial to them, because I just feel in the contests like this and being down a rotation in this heat, that if St Mary's get the first goal, then it might be too hard for them to come back.
Yeah, that rotation, Frida Purantata Mary, who went off earlier, we hope she's okay. Goal kickers, Ellie Hardwick, 2 to Shaq Baiting and 1 to Tippin Woody for Tiwi Bombers, 2 to Caitlin Armstrong, and singles to Brown, Parnell, Boundary and Forshaw for the Saints.
So Draps won that contest, but free kick going the way of the Bombers.
Poor Jimmy with the kick there, hitting up Maria Rioli, so tries to get the handball away, but she's going to be deemed held ball. Great work there by Jade Delacour.
So they just need to chop this off. Delacour's been moved into the back line. She is a great defender. Her best position, I feel. And that Trap gets the ball out now. She's absolutely on fire the last 3 quarters here, Jamie Lee. Well, Jimmy, free kick going the way of Hill Carter, one of the co-captains.
Coming into the game, she's a good basketballer, Hill Carter. I believe she's related to Josh Hill from the West Coast Eagles too.
So here's Rioli just tapping it to herself. Delacour's under enormous pressure here. Hardwick's there as well. Rioli went without it. Hardwick's there. She got the first goal of the game for the Bombers. She didn't have possession of the footy. The umpire let it go as he should, so it can be picked up here. Nearly there by Tippin Woody. She went without it. Okono, this is her bread and butter as well. She loves the contest, doesn't fall to ground. She kept her feet, which is really important, especially as a defender. She goes in, big body.
Coming in with the big
contact.
Hip and shoulder. It was fair. It was good.
Against Hill Carter.
Emma Stark just getting the hands out to the running Joe Miller. She hasn't stopped running all day. Out in front of Emma McNeil here, just kicking it forward to her advantage, and it's inside St Mary's 50 metres. Caitlin Armstrong gets the handball away again to Emma McNeil, and it's Emily Forshaw who's going to look out the back door for Macy Brown here, looking for Jaylene Boundary, but just missed, and that was a really exciting build-up for St Mary's.
Yeah, I reckon she had a shot on goal there, unfortunately, for Brown. I reckon she just dropped it into the goal square. Jaylene Boundary was all by herself and would have got the second goal for sure.
Huge kick out for the Tiwi Bombers. It's going to go across the 50-metre zone there. Players fighting for the ball.
Bit of a torpedo that was. Tried to be picked up there by Baiting. She's dispossessed. And ball goes back. They've got some players out wide. Here's Jamie Lee. Should take this mark. Drops it. But she's got a bit of time to regather against Kano. She knows her speed as well, so that's why she just trapped her against the boundary line.
Yeah, just chopped off there though by Macy Brown, and she's got a couple of options on here, and it's Forshaw at the back who takes an easy mark uncontested.
So good kick. They're going to go towards Armstrong. No, they're going to go to Boundary. It drops short. Close. Do they rush it through? There's no actual pressure as yet, so they get rid of the footy. Dangerous, but Forshaw's
running.
Covered a lot of ground to take that mark.
She's run from one side to the other side and taken the mark, as you said. So she'll probably kick this from about 30 metres out. She should be able to get the distance. She kicked one in the last quarter for Saints.
Yeah, she's well within her range here. So it's just about accuracy now, and this is not what Tiwi Bombers wanted. If she gets the goal, and she does, so she's got 2 goals on the board, the captain for the St Mary's club, and they again kick the first goal of the quarter, as they have all game.
They have. There's definitely a trend there. So the score now, St Mary's 6-5-41 leading, that'll go up 7-5-47 to Tiwi Bombers 4-2-26. And Emily Forshaw, as you just saw there, she had a really big pre-season. She got herself a personal trainer. She's into her fitness, and she just got herself super fit, and it's really showing in her football this season. She's having a breakthrough season, as they say.
I'm like a broken record around pre-season and football players, is that you can have all the skill in the world, but unless you have fitness to go with that skill, you'll never shine as much as what you possibly can, and that goes to show someone with some skill as well. But you add the fitness to it, and it just changes your game. And also, any of the young girls coming through with the skill that want to make AFLW, you've got to get the fitness behind you as well.
Yeah. And here she is again, so she's going to hand it back to Billy Byers, who gets
straightens
around.
up and just
Armstrong's there.
I reckon she was in two minds to have a shot on goal or chip it over to her full forward. So in the end, Billy would usually kick those, but she was in two minds there.
Yeah, they're playing good team football, a good brand, St Mary's, but it's Rhiannon Bush that'll bring it in for the Tiwi Bombers.
So he kicks it over towards Kiana Brown. She's got a bit of time, and she's got to play Ware. Ware can pick this up and run. But Keisha Doherty-Cole says, when we talk about fitness, there you go. She was at the other contest. Now she made it to that contest. She's had 2-on-1, and she's going to win possession for her team. That's all about fitness and gut running right there. And here's Jo Miller. Miller kicks it in towards Byers. Byers didn't go for it. Noted foreshore, but then Byers applies the tackle on Marshall. The ball comes loose to Bush. She'll just chip it over the top to a teammate. They've got a few players on here, but it's dangerous.
Oh, Kirralie
Chopped
Parnell.
off. She can have a shot on goal. She runs in. It's a good kick. It's over the back. It sails through the big sticks. She's got her second goal.
And the girls get around her. That's a huge kick and brilliant intercept there by Kirralie Parnell. She's one of the young guns of the competition. Her older brother, Kieran, plays in the Men's Premier League for St Mary's and is one in the leadership group. He played on Gary Ablett a few weeks ago, which was pretty exciting for him against your club, Palmerston. Just watching on the replay here. Oh, no, they chopped it off. It was brilliantly read by Kirralie Parnell.
You can mark that goal down to Keisha Doherty-Cole on the far side. It was 2 against 1. Her gut running caused a turnover. Jo Miller kicked it forward, and the Bombers unfortunately just flirted with a bit of danger, which you have to in times like now. They need to, it's all or nothing, but well read and chopped off by Parnell.
Well, they're the two players I've circled as my best today, Jo Miller and Keisha Doherty-Cole for St Mary's, and Rhiannon Bush been outstanding for the Tiwi Bombers.
Yep, definitely with you on that one. So Hill Carter goes without it. There's Miller again with the clearing kick. Parnell, she looks like she's gliding out there, but she's got pace. Just tries to caress her opponent. Then Miller with the hands to Parnell. She'll get it back here, Miller. She's got a good left foot. That was her eyes looking for boundary. Just inside the boundary. She keeps it in. No, the umpire says it's gone over for a boundary throw-in.
Well, the good thing about Parnell, when an AFLW are looking at her, she can play ruck. She's tall. She can play forward. She's really mobile, and she can play defence. And she played defence in that NT rep team last year. So she's very versatile and can be used in a number of areas around the ground.
That's what they're looking for a lot these days as well. So taken straight out of the ruck by Maureen. She keeps it in. Tries to get her kick away. She can't. There's her again, I think. And
Emma
that's
Stark.
a mark taken by Stark. So she'll go back directly in front of goal, and she should be able to slot the third goal of this quarter for St Mary's and just about put the nail in the coffin, I feel, in this game. Unfortunately for the Bombers that have given absolutely everything in this game.
They have. They've been fantastic this game, but Stark
just snuck it in, I reckon.
Putting that one through for a goal. Stark been an outstanding junior, as we said earlier. I think she kicked 3 goals on debut for St Mary's against Waratah last season, so I think she's in year 12. You know, another one like Kirralie Parnell's just finished year 12, so it just shows as well, like when you're building your juniors, Tash, and you have good under 18s, 16s, 14s, it just helps your senior women's competition in years to come.
Yeah, it does. It sets the foundations, and it's really important now that the clubs have their women's pathway programs as well, not just for the men's side of things, and you can see that really coming through with a lot of the clubs. Something we're trying to build it at the Magpies as well, which takes a bit of time, but as I say to a lot of the under 18 girls, if you're good enough to play premiers, you sort of stick in there unless you get a little bit tired. You need to just go down and play with the 18s a bit, but we've got Tatiana Perry that is an absolute superstar, so I'm excited to see what she brings, but there's a number of girls that you could easily be playing under 18s, but they're killing it in Premier League, which is great.
Yep.
So just with the footy there, manages to get her kick away. So Ware will chase this one. They deserve to get a goal back here, the Tiwi Bombers. So again, they kicked their 3 goals in the first quarter. We spoke about that at the start of the game. They come out of the blocks in the first quarter and they get their goals on the board, but it's about maintaining those goals across the next 3 quarters then that seems to let them down a little bit, the Tiwi Bombers.
Drabs has got better and better as this game has gone on. Been really impressed with their second half. Kirli Parnell again with the ball. A lot of pressure there by the Tiwi Bombers though, trying to get it to Emma Stark, and she gets wrapped up and thrown to the ground by Palapamini.
Yeah, the young girls out there probably was holding the footy there. She was dispossessed of the footy. The umpire let it go, but Tiwi win the ball, and a good mark there by Ross. She can look to switch the play. She's got Miller on. She didn't see her. Miller was waving her arms as she comes off to the bench now along with Stark for a rest. So Kiana Brown kicks it to a teammate. Good mark there by Jimmy.
Yep, she's another exciting junior. I think she's only about 17 or 18. She played in St Mary's as juniors and won a premiership in the under-18 competition. Great pick up by Ware, trying to get it back into Shaq baiting.
He's Doherty Cole with a great tackle back there in the defensive 50.
We're just screaming out for a free kick, but got it out there to Lily Johnson of St Mary's. So another junior. She's come up from under 18, so good experience for her.
So just finds a teammate. Yep, Billy Byers takes that mark. They've got Brown on in the centre square. That's where she's going to go, but Bush has left her opponent as she does. Just misread it, got over the back of her. So
great tackle there.
So the umpire holding the footy. So Pat Moore.
Yeah, she's worked hard all day, Pat Moore. We've called her name a number of times.
And goes to a 2-on-1 contest again. This is another thing. Just let them down a little bit. They need to look for a player that's on their own. Maria Rioli, she's taken without the footy. Surely it's a free kick. Yes, the umpire has rewarded her. So needs a little bit of movement up forward now. We know she's got a long kick. Here they go now. Actually does a banana and manages to find her target.
Well, Tipper Woody's already kicked an exciting goal for the Tiwi Bombers. She plays on, trying to hit a teammate, but I think that's going to go out of bounds on the full. Shaq baiting.
Yeah, she kicked 2 goals in the first quarter.
Yeah, she's an exciting talent, Shaq. She was a great junior, and it's great to see her playing footy again after having a young bub who's a bit of a cutie, little Gordy.
So they'll look to switch here. St Mary's is Frill. Player coming off. She's going to get the footy if she stays on the ground, and they're going to go inboard.
You've got Emily Forshaw all on her own here. Billy Byers all on her own. The Tiwi Bombers just aren't manning up now like they were earlier.
So she thought about hand passing at their boundary. Then in the end, she kicks it in between 2 St Mary's players. So they were on there, but high tackle. The umpire said no, you ducked into it. Then she was held off the footy. Marshall with the kick. Does this stay in? No, so the free kick is going to go the way of St Mary's.
Yeah, the last touch rule. So Gemma Iacono running down, and I've had a message. Her family are tuning in today from the Yarra Valley in Victoria. So hello to everyone tuning in on the live stream.
And Gem, good kick, but number of Tiwi players there. Maria Rioli with the smother
Armstrong
I've never seen before, but this will get to the back. Armstrong's got a little bit of pace. Couldn't keep up with her opponent there in Pat Moore. Pat Moore's kicked it to space, and then she's had to run for it herself, and she's actually going to get there first herself as well. She gets there, then she handballs to space. Kiana Brown's trying to get over and help her teammate, and in the end, the ball's going to come back in. Billy Byers couldn't trap it. Bush is there against 2. She kicks it out to space, and she found some teammates. Good, smart thinking there by Rhiannon Bush. Every team would love one of her in their back line, that's for sure. Absolute general back there. That should be a free kick, chopping the arms. The umpire let it go and then pays it the other way, and then 50.
50 metres. Well, this should be a certain goal for St Mary's. Gemma Iacono will take the kick, and you don't often see Gemma have a shot on goal. She's normally a defender, Tash.
Yeah, she's hasn't kicked that many goals in her career, but I reckon she'll nail this one, and she'll celebrate knowing that her family are watching on the screen. I know she posted it on Facebook this morning to let everyone know she was going to be on YouTube. You didn't have to pay the subscription.
She said, what's the live stream link? I said, I'm at Kids Basketball, I'm not sure. So she found it for me. So Gemma Iacono kicking a goal, and she's happy with that one in her new colours at St Mary's in the green and gold. So well done, St Mary's there, just increasing their lead in the third quarter. 10-6, 66 to Tiwi Bombers, 4-26. But, I mean, the score's blown out now, Tash, but it's been just a great game today.
Yeah, if you come in and tuned in now, you'd think that it was a bit of a whitewash, but it's up until, you know, the last 5 minutes, I feel, that the game sort of got away from the Tiwi Bombers, but they've given absolutely everything today, and of course they've been down a rotation since before half-time with Frida Punatanameri that injured herself, unfortunately, and we know the quality player that she is for the Tiwi Bombers and has been throughout her career. But well done to the St Mary's girls.
Well, they wanted this one because, as you said, they're going for 6 in a row, and the last one they lost was to the Tiwi Bombers, and that hurt. So they were ready for this game.
So McNeil been outstanding in the ruck. There's Okano, so she's gone into the midfield. I think it might be Doherty Cole that's having a rest. So usually she's in there. They often swap through the midfield, those two, and then go rest forward at times.
Yep, and credit to the Tiwi Bombers as well. And I can see Jason Bonson down there still talking about making moves. And Arthur Maureen, she's having a rest on the bench. She's been amazing in the ruck today. She hasn't had much of a break. So they're really building something and really setting up their women's footballers of the future at the Tiwi Bombers.
Yeah, very hard from a coaching aspect. Again, like we spoke about, they sort of get their goals in the first quarter and then sort of run out of puff in the last 3 quarters. But they can work on that and play a bit more consistent throughout each quarter because they seem to fade towards the end of quarters.
Jamie Bryant chopping that off and kept on running. Hits up Emma McNeil.
They'll get a lot of more wins on the board.
Yep.
So McNeil, she's got a big thumping kick. That won't come off the side of her boot, but there's Bush being the best player for the Tiwi Bombers today alongside Maria Rioli.
Here she is, running down in front of the Rioli grandstand.
That's
her and Emma Stark are having a real battle there at Joe Miller again. She's had a lot of possessions today. So Maureen just dropping that. Jaylene Boundary's going to get the kick away, just use her strength there. Billy Byers trying to mark it in front of Palapumini and just tapping the ball.
She'll wait for it to come back to her.
Yep.
So then there it is. Then she's pulled off the footy, but she taps it so well that the ball always seems to come back into her hands and she doesn't have to bend over and pick it up.
Well, Rayma Pujimi again, there's umpire says play on, and she's going to get a kick away in front of Emily Forshaw.
So finds a teammate here in Samara Puntanameri. So she's outnumbered. So Miller, Miss Frill will try and get it back to Miller. Miller kicks it off the ground towards Stark. Stark will give it back to Miller. There goes the left booming kick. Parked underneath it at the back is Forshaw. Can she get her 3rd goal or tap it over towards Armstrong? It's 2-on-1. Not much to kick to. Maureen is underneath this. No, it bounces. Stark will put the pressure on inside the forward 50 here for St Mary's. Rioli couldn't mark it. Coming from back is Jaylene Boundary.
Yeah.
The umpire says play on. There's Miller from the 50. Then goes across. Well done to McNeil.
Do you know who Miller reminds me of? Jack Geary that played. He won that Cheney medal for the men. She just runs through all day with chaining up, linking up with the handballs, and she doesn't stop running all day. Byers gets whacked in the nose, but umpire says play on, and poor Jimmy will bring it out for the Tiwi Bombers.
They've just withheld a lot of pressure here, the defensive girls for Tiwi. Doherty Cole, ugly looking kick inside the 50, just works here for the Bombers.
Yeah, Byers has put the hand up to say she wants to go off as that ball comes back into St Mary's forward line. She copped a whack on the nose earlier in the year. Is that blood on her face?
That's Marshall.
They probably need to stop the game here for the blood rule.
So I reckon she's been...
Yeah, she got a fair old whack then. Joe Miller again has the ball, trying to centre it to Emma McNeil again.
Her partner, their partners in crime, them too.
and look at that. What a kick by McNeil to Emma Stark, and she's going to put that one through nice and easy. Caitlin Armstrong just bending over so it doesn't hit her. And, yeah, great goal there. Joe Miller just instrumental for St Mary's today.
Yeah, been outstanding along with the Keisha Doherty Cole, as you said. They're 2 best players. I think Miller might have just pipped her at the post. I feel that as the game's gone on, and definitely around and bush for the Tiwi Bombers. But
just the replay there, Emma Stark, nice and easy. Emma McNeil just with the elite kick in there to her teammate. So the score now, St Mary's 11-6-72, leading the Tiwi Bombers 4-26. It's been all St Mary's in the second half, but like we said, it's still been a really good contest, and there was only 1 point the difference at half time, so it's been a really enjoyable game today.
And 7 goal kickers for St Mary's. So when you've got a spread, it's always more important as well, because you don't just rely on the one goal kicker.
think I've missed one on mine. I've only got 10 goals written down because I've been watching the game. I've been enjoying it so much, so you might have to read out the goal kickers at the end, Tash.
No, that's all right. So
Jamie Lee, poor Jimmy again.
Come through, kick it to the 50. Maureen went without it, dispossessed there. Was her partner in crime out there, and here's Miller again. So Miller has definitely pipped Takesha at the last minute of this game, I feel.
Yep.
So good mark. So Maureen now, she does have the distance. When she kicks it, hits it sweetly, she does have the distance in her here.
Arthurina, she's spent a bit of time down training with Essendon in the VFL team.
Yeah, she went down there with Frida, put a ton of Mary, so they had their time down there with Jess Darcy.
Great experience.
Yeah, they unfortunately didn't get picked up. So just as the siren goes to end the game, and what a game of a contest we had here today. The final score doesn't reflect what we had. It was only 14 points at three-quarter time, but a point at half-time. And Tiwi were leading by 11 points at the first quarter. So good contest, but they just ran out of puff and rotations, I feel, with Frida Punatana-Mary's injury.
Yeah, and St Mary's bringing home the win, making it 6 in a row for them. But like you said, Tash, that was a really enjoyable game, and I'm loving the women's Premier League competition this season. You know, Pints and Waratahs have been at the top, but St Mary's have won 6 in a row. Buffs are up and about. Like Tiwi Bombers have the ability to beat anyone on any given day, so anything can happen. So best final score, 11-6-72 to St Mary's 4-2-26, but best players for me would have to be Joe Miller and Takesa Doherty-Cole for St Mary's, supported by Emma McNeil, Gemma Iacono, Mishi Friel, Emma Stark, Kiralee Parnell and Billy Byers, while for Tiwi, Tash, Rhiannon Bush was outstanding. Jamie Lee Pujimi, Ali Hardwick, Jasmine Ware and Arthurina Maureen all day.
Yep, spot on there.
All right, well, that's it. It's been a pleasure to host you this afternoon. Liz Cruz, and I was joined by Tash Medbury in the commentary box. Good luck for your game later today, Tash.
Thanks, Lizzie.
And tune in this afternoon. We've got the Tiwi Bombers and St Mary's men coming up next.